busy person, Jill. You've got a lot of hats that you wear, and I want to talk a little bit about some of those hats that you have been wearing, and what what you're known for, and some of the things you've been kindly sharing on LinkedIn, and some of those things we may not be prominently be aware of. But firstly, I want to talk a little bit about the transition in terms of your career, because you've been spearheading the organisation as effectively the managing director for many, many years, and then you had a sort of a transition now in terms of an executive chair that's happened a few months back. So talk to us a little bit about that transition. How's that come about, and how are you enjoying this new responsibility and this new role?
Well, we've known each other many years, Saf. So, as I said to you previously, when we met, we both had brown hair, and and now neither of us do. But never mind. I was 60 in October, and I've taken stock of what I wanted to do with my life. Really, I had 2 knee replacements in April, so both of my knees were replaced. That took me out of circulation for a little while and gave me a bit of thinking time, especially since you're in such a lot of pain you can't sleep. So there's a lot of thinking time going on, and it made me realise that actually I needed to have a bit more time for myself. So I don't work full time anymore. I work 3 days a week. But this wasn't sudden. I've been working on my leadership team and with them very, very closely for this transitional phase for many years. And had COVID not happened when it did, we probably would have made the changes sooner. But as it is, that's where we are. They're very well experienced. They've been around a long time. All of the people on my leadership team, and extremely trustworthy. They don't need me to tell them what to do, but it does help that I've been around a while, so that rather than managing the business, much more of a strategic input, much more coaching and support for the directors who remain. And our organisation changed status as well. Or the ownership of our organisation changed last year. You might not be aware, but we sold about 63% of the business into an employee ownership trust. So the majority of the business is now owned by the employees. And we used the cash that we had in the business, plus some loan notes to the outgoing shareholders, to fund that. So over the next, that was coming up a year in April. Over the next 4 or 5 years, we will have paid down all of the debt that we used to fund all of that, at which time the organisation will be predominantly owned by the employees, and they will be making a lot more of the decisions around how we run it. And we've always had that social enterprise sense. But of course, when we first started here, most of the staff took shares in the business to be able to support us to get going. Unfortunately, you can't keep issuing shares. Well, unfortunately, you can't keep issuing shares, because all you do is dilute the shareholding of the existing shareholders. Nobody wants that. So we found this as a way to allow our staff to participate more in the organisation. I don't know how much you know about it. It was a very tax efficient way of getting your staff to participate. We can, in years when we make a profit, we can pay up to £3,600 tax-free bonus to each of our staff. We're not quite in the position to be able to do that at the moment, but that would be our intent in the future. So once the loan notes have been paid off and the organisation is debt-free, then that's what we're moving towards. And at that point, we will have an employee council who will report into the board of directors and have a member on our board of directors.
Canny Conversation Podcast Series 5 by Safaraz Ali.